Cloud computing supports many of the needs of software users, including the need for storage, security, and collaboration. While there are many options for home computer users to access the cloud for free, a significant number of companies and organizations are also using the cloud to reduce their infrastructure costs for servers and network hardware. Infrastructure as a Service, IaaS, enables businesses to use servers in the cloud rather than purchasing and maintaining servers. This service not only takes responsibility for the day-to-day operations, but helps the company maintain off-site backup copies of data. Cloud service providers, CSPs, work to offer very secure environments to protect the data. Another cloud computing option is Software as a Service, SaaS, which enables the delivery of the software applications over the Internet rather than storing them on your local computer. These are also known as web apps. SaaS is delivered on demand, regardless of location or time, as long as you have an Internet connection. The software is updated and maintained by the SaaS provider. Microsoft Web Apps, Office 365, and Google Drive are examples of personal SaaS that you might use. If you use a webmail system, you are experiencing SaaS. A cloud-based learning management system is an SaaS application used in schools and corporate training environments to deliver educational materials, track student interactions, and assess student performance. Students are able to access the LMS from any Internet-connected device using a web browser. Using Platform as a Service, companies can develop, test, and deploy custom web applications using the cloud. PaaS makes collaboration easier and requires less programming knowledge.
So what exactly is this mysterious cloud everybody keeps talking about? Well, in a nutshell, the cloud is a universal access multimedia data network. It is a network of computing resources such as storage, servers, applications, and services that can be used on demand anywhere and anytime via the Internet. So basically, instead of your computer, things living on your one central computer, the files get transported to different computers at different times at different intervals so that your files are never in one place at one given time. It makes it harder for hackers to get into your information, easier to retrieve the information. 5 characteristics of the cloud. On-demand self-service. Users are able to access computing resources by themselves as needed. Broad network access. Access resource anywhere and anytime using various devices. Resource pooling. The cloud is a virtual pool of global resources, of which users do not exactly have control over. Rapid elasticity. Resources are provisioned and released rapidly as needed. Contracts on cloud computing are generally short-term. And measured service. Pay only for resources used. So things like Apple iCloud. You get a certain amount for free, and then if you start using it a lot, they're going to say, hey, you need to upgrade to get more storage. So it's on demand as the resources are needed. Same thing with OneDrive. If you have a free account, you get 5 gigs for free. After that, they're going to ask you to upgrade to fit your needs and your demands. Okay, so here are the 3 service models when it comes to cloud computing. So there's infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. Okay, while the cloud computing services on the bottom layers target businesses and tech-savvy users mainly, the top layer, providing ready-to-use software, is interesting for private and all users as well. Okay, so these are the 3 peers right here. All right, and let's talk about them a little bit more in detail. So infrastructure as a service, IaaS. Okay, that's for storage and computing capacities, mainly for business users. Renters rent out server capacities for the data centers. The user is responsible for administration of the servers. AWS, which is for Amazon Cloud Computing, and simple storage services. So things like Dropbox is an IaaS. Things like Google Drive are also an IaaS. You get a certain amount of it for free, and then you have to pay for additional storage. All right, platform as a service. So you have things like Predefined platforms for software determination is rented out by software developers and companies. Supports common programming languages. The provider deals with administrative of the underlying servers. Okay, so this is for the businesses. So businesses like Google, they rent out the space, this cloud space, where their files are jumping on different networks and different servers at different times, and they use it to maintain and use their equipment. Not typically used by the average consumer, but definitely used by the businesses. And then you have software as a service. These are cloud-based application softwares with a user interface. They're rented all exclusive by private end-all users. Data synchronization and backup, virtual collaboration in teams, and the provider takes care of all the administration and maintenance. This is what we use on campus. If you're using Office 365, that is an SaaS system. And so what happens with that system is the college has paid for you to have a subscription to Office 365. You get it for free, and you get all the benefits that come with it. You get to save all your files on the cloud. You have access to them 24/7, and all you need is an internet-based connection. Things like Google, that is also one if you upgrade to their system. If you use Dropbox, that is another system like that, where Dropbox is providing the information and the service, and all you're doing is using and benefiting it. So what are the benefits of the cloud? Well, it allows for processing of large amounts of data at one time. Numbers of data comes in, pictures and videos, all of those require data, and are huge. If you had one computer that had all that, it would max out very quickly. So the cloud allows for large uses of data. Synchronizing and backup. So if you have Office 365, if you make any changes, it synchronizes automatically on whatever computer you log into, so that any changes you've made go with you anytime that you can access the internet. Global data access, so you can access it anywhere as long as you can connect to the internet. You've got collaboration, so Office 365 offers some collaboration where you can share documents with other people, as well as Google Docs offers the same kind of option. There's less risk of data loss, because here's the thing. When a file is kept on your physical computer, it lives on that computer, and somebody can get into that computer and access your files. When it's on the cloud, your files are constantly moving between different computers and servers. It's never staying in one place at one given time for too long. It makes it a lot harder for a hacker to get into your files because it's constantly moving, and it's never in one same location. It is possible, but it takes an incredible amount of work, and hackers always go for the easiest target. Cost-effective and productive. It's a lot cheaper for all companies to use cloud-based systems as opposed to housing their own servers. For example, Coppin has cloud-based computing where all our stuff is backed up on the Eastern Shore, on the Eastern Shore campus. So heaven forbid something happens at Coppin and all our computers black out, we will still have access to the backup. If Coppin maintained that in their own campus and they had all these supercomputers maintained on their campus, that would be very, very expensive and costly. So when we have it out on the cloud, we're paying for that service, but we're also paying for the knowledge knowing it's backed up and that we can use it at any time.